Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. I'm trying. Look, I really, okay, let's do this again. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas and welcome to Mind Your Business. I am so excited to have the opportunity to do what I do, especially today. By the way, I hope your Christmas is going well. It has started well and it's going well because we are in the season. I really hope that for you. So today on Mind Your Business, I get to interview a lady who is not new to this platform. She spoke at iFAB. So iFAB is our International Fabulous Women's Conference held in March every year. And last year, this lady spoke. In 2017 as well, we had a training program and she taught, she was one of the facilitators. She's also done something with that, which now I forget. Oh, yeah, she's been on Mind Your Business before a couple of years ago, so she's not new. Her name is Veronica Safoa Owusu. She's a qualified teacher, educator, and accomplished deep dive mindset coach for extraordinary leaders, a specialist in online business growth strategies, a published author, an inspiring speaker, and a servant of humanity. Veronica is the guiding catalyst on the journey to unlocking your full potential. Her mission is to reignite your inner work, illuminating new pathways to purpose, self-love, unshakable confidence, boundless peace, and the purest in life. Oh, reading her bio makes me go, oh, and she really is like that. You know, when you spend time talking with her, you get that feel. She's such a deep person. And she's such a coach. That's how I would, describe her. And she's written a book. So we are going to dive deep, get an understanding of this book, what it's about, and why she wrote it, and how it can be of value to you. This book is very timely in this season because it helps you reflect. So pay attention, listen, watch, and when you are done, first share this video with someone else and head to Amazon or DM her to get a copy of the book, Rise Up, Gold Dust Queen.
FabHab Ashanti, a haven nestled at the tip of Kumasi, where fresh air meets serenity. FabHab Ashanti is a residential learning and event space perfect for your corporate training, staff retreat, group hangouts, and wedding receptions. With 4 rooms and 15 beds, you and your group can sleep comfortably. What makes us special? FabHab Ashanti is not just a space, it's a commitment. By choosing us, you support community projects empowering women and youth. Join us at FabHab Ashanti off Aful Junction, Abuabukesi, Kumasi. FabHab Ashanti, here we grow. Hi, I am Alma Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. Before 2015, I was that broke girl who was stuck in her own limiting belief of not enoughness. Marianne Williamson's words, "You are a child of God," woke me up. And then I sought help to work on myself. I still invest heavily in my personal development, and so much has changed for me in the most incredible ways. My burning desire is to see an Africa in which women are empowered to thrive and impact people. I am a trainer, coach, author, social entrepreneur, and an event organizer who is passionate about helping others on their own personal development journey so that together we can all thrive as fabulous children of God. Mind Your Business is our weekly podcast which is free on YouTube. Here we share enriching content to help us all thrive as fabulous children of God. And if you prefer to work with me please go to my website, amaduncan.com/store to book a discovery call with me.
Hello, Amar. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's really always a pleasure to sit with you. Just before I came to sit, I was remembering that time at Labad. Which hotel were we? Labadi.
Body Beach Hotel.
You were trying to teach me, and I mean that was when I realized that actually I don't know how to dance.
Oh,
I
we
love to
tried.
dance, but there's a difference between loving to dance and being able to.
As long as there's a will, there is always a way.
There is always a way, isn't there? Thank you
There
so much
is.
for making time, and congratulations on Rise Up Gold Dust Queen. It is so beautiful. You know, this picture it looks like Egypt or some like northern part of
Yes, yes.
Africa. Like it's just something.
Well, it's supposed to, of course, the gold. I took this photo shoot in Ghana. I especially came to Ghana and hired the Ghanaian team. Yes, we had Erica, stylist, and then we had Solomon and his team. So I'm so, so grateful. And there's some more pictures in the book as well. But yes, the concept is, of course, the goldest queen. And yes, there's no specific region of Africa specifically, but it's just the concept of the gold. And, gold dust, very few people actually know where it comes from. Gold dust itself, not even the concept of the book, but gold dust.
The actual thing, yeah.
Yeah, do you know?
We can dive right into it by you giving us the background to the name, the
Yes.
name for the book.
Oh boy, gold dust queen. So the gold dust, actually, maybe let me first ask the audience and you a question. Why is it that, Ghana, we used to be called Gold Coast, right? Why?
Because we have the gold right here. Yeah.
Okay. Most of the time when the people came from other countries, they were so surprised that gold was just almost everywhere on the ground, right? In the rivers so we find gold on the surface of the earth rather than like diamonds deep inside the rocks. Why is gold most of the time, of course, not saying that it's not inside the rocks and mined and extracted, but you can also find it within rivers and on the ground.
Yeah,
it's because of a very important galactic event of a star called a supernova. Supernova, the concept which I, of course, explain in the book, is a galactic event of a star that explodes. It reaches a certain point in its life that it has to explode. And that galactic event is a supernova. And because of the fiery explosions and the intense heat that this supernova gives out, gold is created amongst many other minerals. Gold is created from the fiery explosions and intense heat. Unlike diamonds that are created from pressure, gold is refined through fire. So Rise Up Goldest Queen is the woman who has been through that fire and is rising up as such to the standard of which she desires to live her life from now on. So gold dust is the expression of the fiery explosion of life that she's gone through. And I specifically talk about 50 golden nuggets of wisdom to reignite that spark and rebuild yourself, especially after a relationship breakup or a divorce, because that's been my story. And where I am today would not have been if not for the wisdom that I share in this book as well.
Yeah. When I was reading through the book, and I haven't finished it, but I had the opportunity to read through, I was thinking, this is like the sort of questions your coach will ask you, like reflective questions, and then when you text back, those were the words you used. Then I really like that it makes you think, and this is actually my favorite season to reflect. So I believe this book is so timely to release it at this time, just when we are ending 1 year to go. So you don't even have to have been through the fire yet to read the book. It's really a seasonal book, like a good book for this season that we are in. We are ending one phase or transitioning into another. I really love that. And there are a couple of things I caught in the book that I wanted to ask you about. First, okay, I'm going to just say it and I'll put it on packing. When I saw Neil Donald Walsh, I was just sold. So we'll talk about that. But there was a statement I believe it was in the introduction or somewhere in the first few chapters where you said you made a promise to yourself never to attach your self-worth to external labels again.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, what can you tell us the background to this that led you to this?
Of course. You know, this is over 10 years ago. I found myself standing in front of what is known as a pawnbroker's shop. It's a place you go to sell your precious belongings, a place nobody really wants to go to. And unless the circumstances really force you to. And I found myself at that pawnbroker shop selling my precious belongings because two of our companies had gone bankrupt then. You know, we had this web development branding agency. We had an import-export company back then, and we'd lost everything. And it was in that moment that I questioned, so what is left of you, Veronica? By that time, my marriage was already on the rocks, crumbling down. There was really nothing to my name. Right? Yes, I came from a teaching background. I had kind of exited the teaching and arena to do this, you know, entrepreneurial venture, only to find myself with nothing. And it was in that moment, I'm like, what's left of you when everything is gone? Like, who are you? Losing the label of a wife, losing the label of a business owner, losing the label of, you know, an employer, losing the label of, these different status that I have this, and this is what I have, and this is who I am. So you introduce yourself. Oh, I'm a business owner. Oh, yes, I'm a wife. Or yes, I am this, and I'm that. I had lost all of that. So then what's left? So that immersed me on this journey of self-discovery 10 years ago. And who are you, Veronica, when everything you had once identified yourself with ceased to exist? And what I discovered was truly transformational in my life, and is the very reason I am here today, the way I am, known as the Goldest Queen, V-Power coach, right? President of educational communities worldwide, servant of humanity, right? Published author, right? Accomplished coach, and all the things that come with it. It's because of not even the titles, but because of who I had to become. So that is the background. And after I'd lost everything, I'm like, I'm never going to attach myself. This pure vibrational energy. And energy is always creation, is always creating. The substance of every single thing that we see is from energy. Everything we see is matter. We're made up of matter. If you look at matter, it has atoms. If you look at the atom, it has, within the atoms, it has the nucleus, right? And within the nucleus, it has the protons and the neutrons. These are pure, energetic, vibrational energy. And that's all we are. Discovering that, I'm like, wow, what do I want to create? So I get to create. I get to recreate. And as a result, I get to evolve, never holding myself to one thing. For if I lose it today, then what? What's left? Well, that pure vibrational energy that can create anything that she desires, even if she's lost something in the past. So we build confidence that way. We avoid falling into depression. We have a really strong efficacy and a strong self-esteem. And we are truly resilient to, the storms and the fiery explosions of life, as we are fortified by knowing who we are. When you know what you are not, all that is left is what you are.
That's so profound. Thank you for sharing that. And a lot of different questions are popping in my head. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask this next. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask. And then, just so many thoughts running through my mind. But what I want to know is, from that moment, you standing at the pawn shop, giving up your precious stuff, having it sold, and having that awareness that, oh my God, no, there's more to my life than this. What steps did you have to take from that time to the woman you have become, the gold dust queen, who helps other women to become, to discover their gold, their own
gold dust, and unleash their gold dust queen, right?
Yeah.
So that day, I remember like today, after I'd left, that week, by some divine intervention, I stumbled upon the audiobook Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. nothing religious as such, but certainly spiritual, as it tapped into the inner world of your paradigms, your belief systems, the subconscious mind, right? And really answering questions that I had always, wondered about. And one of them being who we are, right? And so I was so fascinated. I was so fascinated by the profound realizations and revelations that I had listening to that book. It was an audio book back then. And it just opened up this gateway of a whole new realm of discovery. So after that, I dove deeper into the philosophers, Socrates, Descartes, the pioneers of personal development, Napoleon Hill, James Allen, Clement Stone, right? All the pioneers of what we now know as personal development, right? And I really dove deeper into understanding who I am and the mindset. And I realized that everything that I had created, including me standing in front of that pawnbroker shop, was my own creation. And taking that 100% self-responsibility, you realize that there's no one to blame. Everybody truly functions based on what they know to be true for themselves in that moment of their lives. I have no attachment or no ill feelings to whoever may have supposedly, seemingly back then hurt me. For their actions are based on their own belief systems and their own experiences of life and their own perception, and not even perspective, but perception of life based on their own programming. Who are we to judge? Whose fault is it? We can only own our own belief systems and how we respond in relation to the external events that happen to us. These are the different things that I share as reflections, in the book, because they're really profound to actually understand, but not only understand, but also start applying. And one thing I made sure as a teacher myself, having a background in teaching, made sure that there were activities that followed almost every golden nugget, so that you can actually implement, journal, reflect, write. And even at the end of the book, there even some a section for notes. To take notes and just let it be your guide, your companion. And you can always just close your eyes and say, okay, I'm going to open golden nugget 25, your radiant future self, and then explore that.
I love that. It's like a devotional as well, that you can just open each new day or maybe weekly, whenever you want to do your reflection, and then you just have your glass of wine or cup of tea or something, and I love it. I love reflection. It's
Yes.
And I also saw this, and you just mentioned that in the book, you talk about perspectives versus perception.
Yes.
So just give us a sneak preview of what that is. For the rest of it, we just have to go by the book to
Sure.
understand.
So many of us perceive, or we experience life through our own perception. A perception is your own view through a lens you look through, right? Is a lens you look through into life. And depending on what lens you have is the perception you have of reality. So something happens to you, but you're not looking at it for what it is. You're looking at it through a lens which has been put in front of you from a past experience, or from something that happened to you, or something that told you, or something that you saw. Whatever it is, there is a lens each and every one of us has. So how your lens is made up is the perception you have of what is happening in front of you. Okay. And perspective is your ability to wipe those lenses, right, and see the bigger picture. So imagine, I wish I had something to demonstrate. I usually have a lens here. So imagine, your lens is a bit foggy and all written on, and it's all scribbled, and there's only this section, right, that is quite clear or something. You can only see through that little clear hole, right? So your perception is just limited to that. Imagine you wiped all the scribbles, and now you could see not only what's in front of you, but also what's at the side. And, what surrounds it. So you have a wider perspective, and as a result, you have a better understanding of what is actually happening. Our perception can mislead us, can make us react inappropriately, can make us misunderstand, and then react in a way that we would never have reacted if only we had broader perspective. So which golden nugget was that? It's so important to dive deeper into that. If you really understand that most of us are looking at life through our own perception, we understand why many of us are falling into depression, into sadness, feeling unworthy, and just allowing these emotions to cast shadows on our radiant selves. So yeah, and we create this distorted reality. And then we create experiences that even worsen the perception
that we have. We just keep piling it up and making it worse and worse when it's not even is. It's totally different. It's, some people use the word universe. I would use God. God is so benevolent. He loves us so much, but we just see things. And sometimes I'm thinking, how must he sit up there and, view us? Like, what is he thinking of us that, hey, my children, Mimbe, I'm giving you all these, and then you are just choosing, my friend, Pastor Annette said, you're just watching from the peephole. Open the window. It's bigger. That's bigger. I just love, I love how you put it. And then, just use the perception versus perspective. Now, for any woman, I know the book targets women, and I know you work with women, but really,
I work with men as well.
Exactly. both, men can, teenagers even. And and by the way, let me just comment on your English. Oh, you're an English tutor, aren't you?
Yes. So I did myself.
Okay, never mind that. Yeah.
Okay.
It was, the English was amazing. Like, this is tip-top English,
Yes, thank you. Of course. Thank you.
Yeah. So now, what was I coming to? So for the woman or man who is watching you, perhaps at this time of their life, they're going through those moments, one of those moments where they're thinking, oh God, I am worth nothing. I'm such a terrible person. Or maybe they've also gone through some sort of breakup and they are dealing with it, sinking into a very bad state. And they've had this conversation and they're like, okay, maybe there is hope for me. Let me just pay attention. What words can you share with these people based on your own experiences? And even personally, I'm not in that state, but a few thoughts are going through my head that would usually make me feel like, oh yeah, you're not good enough and da 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 da. But then for people like us, basically, what can you share with us to help us see things from the original perspective?
Absolutely. So whenever we are experiencing these emotions, such as, guilt, shame, we feel like a failure, we feel unworthy, right? Because of an experience that we have had, okay? These kind of emotions cast shadows on our true self, our radiant selves. The question is, what is the motive behind this emotion? So you're feeling shame, right? Where is it coming from? What is the reason behind this shame? The first answer is, because he did this, or because she did that, right? We start blaming, because of infidelity, okay? Because she said this, or because of something that happened that we felt like that made us feel like a failure. So we're looking at it from a perception of, the experience, and then we use the experience to attach a meaning that makes us feel unworthy. So if you look at it from such a surface level, surely you're going to hold on and cling on to those emotions, and you're going to cast shadows on you. That's going to affect how you show up personally in your life as a mother, as a father, as a business owner, in your career, in your job, within your friends, or your family or friends. So this influences your the way you show up. So really, it's important to pause for a second and ask yourself, why am I feeling this shame? Right? Where is it coming from? And when did it start? And is it about this person, or is it about me not feeling worthy? For how can I, expect to experience worthiness from someone if I can't experience worthiness for myself? And so it's important to really pause and be honest, brutally honest with yourself, and ask the question, what is my standard of love, self-love? What is my standard of respect, self-respect? For according to the law of proportional standards, we cannot experience something that we are not a standard of. So we cannot experience, we can only experience love to the standard of which we love ourselves. It's proportional. We can only experience, true joy, right, from different experiences to the standards of which we, experience joy within ourselves. So when it comes to all these emotions, it's important to really reflect and understand, where are they coming from, and to what extent do I truly respect myself? To what extent do I really see myself as worthy? For if you see yourself as worthy, there's no external force that can question that, or that you can give your power away to question yourself. So, I mean, if anybody's experiencing these emotions that are casting shadows on your radiance, on your light, on your true self, it's important to pause for a second and ask, to what standard? We cannot experience that we cannot experience that which we are not. So we cannot experience joy if we are not joyful. We cannot experience love if we're not in love with ourselves, right? We cannot experience fulfillment if we don't know who we are. So it always comes back to us. And I love the book because personally, my healing journey was not about anybody else but myself. So this book is not about who's to blame, why he did this, why she did that, and what you can do about this, and how you can find a new love, and no. It's about you. It's you. You are the focus, because anything worthy has to come from you first. And so this book is focused on the individual, the reader, and not on who, why to blame and all that. It's about your healing journey and your unleashing, because I never gave up on love. I truly believed in love, that there's a genuine love that I started to experience for myself. And it's important not to give up on genuine love, but it's important for you to be the standard of love that you want to, or you wish to experience from another. And that's the aim of this book.
I'm happy you are ending this on love, because you said something that I want to delve a little deeper into. You mentioned about falling in love with yourself. And I'm curious to know, what does that mean for you? Actually, even before you answer that, would you say that you're in love with Veronica now?
Yes, I'm totally madly head over heels in love with her. And I genuinely feel that I'm the only one that can love me the best. There's no one that can love me more than I love myself. And in the most humbling of ways. I mean that. Self-love for me doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't mean having a smile on my face all the time. It doesn't mean, literally the physical part of, yes, taking care of myself and doing nice things to myself. No, it's actually being kind to myself in moments of sadness. There are times where I feel a bit low, and then I hear her. It's like, oh, Veronica, you know that this is not what it is. Why don't you look at it from this perspective rather? And I always remind myself. So it's having that inner relationship where when you are feeling down, or there's a moment where you feel your vibration or your emotions are a bit, wobbly, and you're not as grounded, when you pause and you hear your true self come out and say, and that true self, that godly part of yourself, because God is love.
Yes.
you experience that literally within the sanctuary of your being, because we have two worlds, the world without and the world within. And self-love is cultivating a sanctuary where you love to be in. And so spending time alone is just bliss, because you can have the capacity and the space to think, to reflect, to, just strategize or just relax, give yourself some grace, however that looks. So self-love is actually a huge test in the darkest of moments.
Yeah. And I mean, the word you said right there, giving yourself grace, I feel like throughout this year, that's what I've been doing. Just, I keep, so this particular phrase, you're doing the best you can. I keep telling Amma, you're relax, Amma, you're doing the best you can. Because sometimes, yes, maybe I made a mistake, or so I should have paid attention to something I didn't, there's the whip woman who is definitely not me coming in with the whip, and I'm like, no, Amma, you're doing the best you can. I insist.
Yes, that's it. And act a very wonderful, powerful testimony of what self-love looks like.
Absolutely. I mean, this is you're an amazing coach. I am so happy for your clients and future clients, because you're so deep, and you can help them get to that deep place for themselves, through your questioning. I mean, the book has great questions. So imagine sitting one-on-one with you, and then, going through all that. And I remember about 2017, you did a class with us. It was
I remember.
Online class, and you had deep questions. I remember feedback from that session. So of course, and then you came to iFAB last year. You are amazing. I do hope we'll be seeing more and more and more of you, especially when you come to the Ghana launch and all that.
Yes.
Before I let you go, I've got a few questions. So short sentences. You're going to complete the phrase. What am I saying? You're going to complete my statement with a short phrase or something.
I got it. I got it the first time.
Anyway, so the first one is, if I could advise my younger self in one short sentence, I would say,
love yourself. Love yourself unconditionally in the darkest of times, in the saddest of moments. Love yourself and always believe in yourself no matter what, and never allow anyone to dictate the standards of, who you should be. Discover that for yourself. So yes, it's important. So love yourself, discover your true essence, explore, live life, and never allow others to dictate the standards of which you want to live your life.
Absolutely. Thank you. I am fabulous because...
because, well, I'm a child of God. I'm a child of this, I'm a part of this world, and I'm fabulous because I'm made out of love.
One book that has greatly helped me in life is...
Yes, the first book that automatically came to my mind was the book that I stumbled upon when that same week I was in the pawnbroker's shop, and that's Conversations with God, Neil Donald Walsh. It totally ignited and was a catalyst for this journey. And I wish that this book, Rise Up Goddess Queen, also does the same for whoever holds it in their hands. It must be a catalyst for change.
Amen. And it will. And it will. I just know that whoever needs to read this book will get it into their hands. And I pray that we make it go viral, So, Veronica, how do we find you? I asked that question, and I was like, just go to LinkedIn.
Of course. So that's where I reside officially. That's where my virtual office is, LinkedIn. So if you go to if you write Veronica Safoa Owusu, you'll find me up there. You can also find me on Amazon, right? Literally. If you just write Rise Up Goddess Queen, especially in the US, the UK, and certain European countries, unfortunately, since Amazon is not based in Ghana, they don't print it. But if you send me a DM, I can have so many copies I can send through. That's not a problem. So yes, LinkedIn, Amazon, and of course my website, v-powercoaching.com.
Fantastic. Are you still doing online courses, like teaching online courses?
I still do that, and that has been the vehicle for the past 7 years since I officially transitioned from being a teacher and using my coaching skills plus my teaching skills, helping coaches create their signature offers, their signature programs, and their signature courses so that they can attract clients, dream clients, and have a greater impact whilst, of course, leveraging their income at the same time.
Absolutely.
So that is absolutely on, and it's something that I'm passionate about. But also the mindset coaching, writing this book, is also a huge part of who I am. And again, I'm not limiting myself to just one label. There's so many aspects to me.
I like that. Absolutely. There's so much more. I mean, you're a great dancer. We didn't even talk about that.
Yes. Oh, well, another time.
Oh my goodness. And do you have anything upcoming, either event or something that, perhaps even with this book launch, are you coming into any cities close to anyone?
Yeah, so now since I launched just in the beginning of this month, December, right? Things are going very well. So I'm planning to do a tour next year, and Ghana will suddenly be a stop, and I will suddenly reach out to you, Amma, and the community to announce the more details on where that would be.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Veronica. I admire you. You are truly the fabulous woman. It's because of women like you that I still have work to do, because there are so many women like you out there doing amazing. You're just amazing. And what I even love about women that I describe as fabulous is that the very experience that they had, that someone said, oh, that's it, they are down forever, is that same experience they rode on to see, so for the whole world will see how bright they actually are. You're not hiding behind somewhere feeling sorry for yourself, but you are empowering others. And I think that is amazing. That for me is ministry, helping other people so that they can keep going to achieve what it is that God has for them. So thank you for doing the work that you do. God is empowering you. You're going to go places.
We're going together. You also are fabulous. Let's not forget about your gold dust and how you have also created this community, brought people together, right? Created relationships, facilitated so many events that really empower women. Amma, you're a powerhouse, and I admire you as well.
Thank you, milady. My regards to the kids.
Thank you. I will.
iFAB Ashanti, a haven nestled at the tip of Kumasi, where fresh air meets serenity. iFAB Ashanti is a residential learning and event space perfect for your corporate training, staff retreat, group hangouts, and wedding receptions. With 4 rooms and 15 beds, you and your group can sleep comfortably. What makes us special? iFAB Ashanti is not just a space, it's a commitment. By choosing us, you support community projects empowering women and youth. Join us at iFAB Ashanti off Aful Junction, Abuabukesi, Kumasi. iFAB Ashanti, here we grow.
Milady, gentleman, how was this experience for you? Did you feel the deep, what's the word? So there's no deepness, so it's depth from which she spoke, and her words of wisdom. You get that feel when you read the book as well. She's asking you questions that make you question certain things and change the way you are looking at things. Because, a lot of times we hurt because of how we see things, how we perceive things, only to realize that actually this whole perception I've had all this time is wrong. There's a wider perspective. There's how we say put things in perspective. It's one of the things that this book helps you do. I have mine here. You can get yours off Amazon. The links are in the caption. And especially in the season that we are in, please spend time reflecting. It doesn't have to be that you had a broken heart, so now you're reflecting. No, you can reflect anytime, really, after any experience, and then glean from there. the experience and then just use it to move to the next level of your life. So in this Christmas season, I just pray that you get this book, and I also pray that you actually sit to do the work, and it will bless you. Merry Christmas. Ta, toodles, bye.
Mind Your Business is one of our free resources available on YouTube. And if you prefer to work with me one-on-one as your coach, as a consultant, or as a trainer, it starts with a discovery call. Head to amaduncan.com/store to book a discovery call with me.